Before the video starts, make sure to like and subscribe and turn the post notifications on, and comment down below what video I should do next, and ignore the stuff in the background. Okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to end this pretty short because I'm about to eat dinner, but I'll try to do my best. And sorry you guys hear something in the background. But today we're gonna be doing what if Deku what if Deku's parents were the infinite gods. I just made this up, so don't touch it up. I just made it. It's like these gods that are really, really strong, and they have infinite power and infinite everything. So basically, they're the galaxy gods, you could call them. And they had a baby named Midoriya, the god. But then they couldn't see no potential in him. But what they didn't know is that they had more potential than they themselves. So then they drop him off in a portal in a different universe. And you probably know where this is going. And he is going to the My Hero Academia universe. And he goes off, and someone finds him. Her name is Inko Midoriya. And he's like, who would leave this wonderful looking baby here? Oh yeah, and I would be changing his appearance. Izuku has on the left eye Izuku has blue, and on the right eye Izuku has red. So he has a blue and red eye, and Izuku has half black and half white hair. So just pretend that in your mind that he had that. And he's like, who will leave a beautiful baby here? Those eyes are actually pretty rare. I'm keeping this baby. He looks a lot like me. Yeah, she has black hair, just putting that out there. And she raises him for one. I'm type skipping him to the quirk doctor. Time skip to the quirk doctor. They get to the quirk doctor, and they get here. They get the doctor to say, Inko, your son is actually a pretty good quirk. I'm like, it's not good, but it's pretty. I mean, it is good, but it's more than good. And he says, Inko, your son has the infinite power. And she's like, that infinite power, I wouldn't care if it was Kirkland or not. I just want to know what it is. And Izuku just says, wow, that's a cool name. And it's technically like if One for All and All for One and merged together, he could steal quirks, he could do whatever One for All does, and whatever All for One does. He could do that. He could store quirks up, blah blah blah, and he could like bend all the elements, blah blah blah, and dark and light. Technically, he could do anything. I'm making him more powered in this one, so it's my what if, okay? And she's like, wow, Midoriya, you have a strong quirk. And she's like, yeah, Mom, let's go home. I want to be the #1 hero. But what Doctor didn't tell him is that she told him all the stuff that I told you, but you know how I said it's like One for All and All for One merged? Yeah, she didn't tell him that, but it's alright. I won't do nothing to destroy the family. Inko's very nice. So then they get home. I'm gonna time skip again. I'm gonna time skip to the last day of high school. And the teacher's like, well, I'm gonna read all the papers, see what you guys want to do. And he throws papers in the air like, but I know you guys all want to be heroes. And this is the fun. I just like this funny part where like the guy is like putting his eyeballs out, like stretching them out. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of funny. And Izuku's just standing there. Izuku's more immature. Izuku's like Todoroki in this. Like Izuku has like the Todoroki personality, but then if he gets mad, he'll have the Baku personality, and if he gets sad, he'll have the Midoriya personality. It's not the. So then Baku goes like, what are you looking at, nerd? And Izuku's like, I'm not a nerd. Shut up. I'll kill you in a second. And and Midori and Bakugo are actually closer than this, because since he has a quirk and they knew each other when they were little, like he's a little closer. I'm not saying he'll be like brothers and brothers. He's like, it's like Bakugo treats him like a cousin, okay? So Bakugo's like, well, where are you gonna go today? And Deku's like, I honestly don't know. I'm gonna try to see how to get in your way. And they both split ends. And then I'm not time skip, but I'm gonna skip to the part where they're in the exams when they're about to fight the robots. And then I forgot what his name is. He says, "Go," and he says, "Follow the kid. You heroes don't wait to them to say go," and then they go, and then not Naruto. I meant Deku keeps using the only one move because he's super overpowered, and that is called the Phoenix Punch. And he don't have to use it because there's like different stages of that, but right now he's using the red stage, and he keeps using the red stage of the Phoenix Punch. But then he sees a girl trapped under there, and he uses he goes so fast that he breaks the sound barrier, and then he goes super fast and tries his best to take it off, but then he can't. But everything's going through his head, and then he uses a punch with one for all and all for one mixed together in one hand, and the other hand with Phoenix Punch, but in the blue mode. That's the lead that's hotter because blue fire. And then they both punch him, and the head gets off of the robot, and like there's holes around the robot. Just know that the robot is the big 0-point robot is destroyed by Deku, and Deku uses his super strength to lift it off, and Araka's like, what is that quirk? And he says, infinite. And she's like, I don't know what that is, but I kind of like the quirk. She's like, yeah, thank you. And then Midoriya walks home to see see if he got in or not. And then he comes to the sledge villain, and then he's like, if you don't want to die today, sledge villain, then you better move. And the villain's like, ooh, looks like you have a strong quirk there. I'm gonna have to get your body. And he's like, not if I destroy your body first. And Zuko hits the sledge villain with a blue Phoenix uppercut with a two-piece. You know what I mean, bro. And then All Might comes in. Don't worry, young man. I am here. And he's like, wait, where's the villain at? And he points all the gooey spots. And he's like, so this is the kid that has my power and my rival's power. And he's like, wow, I'm gonna have to train this kid. And he waddles up the thing, the villain, and he says, hey, son, me, not son, but like, you know what I mean. And he says, I don't know why I keep saying that a lot, but you know what I mean. And he says, meet me at the beach tomorrow. And he's like, why? Just meet me there. And he's like, okay. And he knows there's a bunch of trash there. So he's like, if I have to clean up all that trash for no good dang reason, I'm gonna be mad. But he says, well, I have super strength. Oh yeah, his super strength. Just pretend that his super strength is stronger than Hulk and muscle augmentation combined, and his super strength is stronger than that combined. So yeah, he has pretty good super strength. Combined with all his powers, he's pretty good. And then he goes off, and Midoriya's like, how you do? And he's like, Mom, I can't know what I did if the exams are not, no, if the mail is here. And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot. And he's like, if you get in, I need to tell you something. And she's like, yeah. You're like, yeah, but yeah, what is it? She's like, we're not right now. Have to wait until you're in. And she's like, okay. And then he goes to sleep, hearing voices. And he was like, son. And he's not crying. He's like, well, he not want to cry. He's like, why am I? And like, Deku it's like, why am I crying? What's happening? I'm not sad. And he still hears son, but then he passes out. He passes out from tiredness and wakes up. And he's not really sleepy, but he is he looks kind of bad, but Inko washes him up and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Inko doesn't make his costume. All Might does. Yep. My boy All Might about to make a costume. No, not All Might. You know the one who made All Might's costume? His sidekick, right? Yeah, his sidekick makes Deku's suit. So it's like is more durable of his he has the same like thing that he has in the latest chapter in My Hero Academia. He has like the same suit in the latest chapter. But except it's like more armory and stuff like that. But not right now though. And he's like, yeah, Midoriya, I see you have my power and my rival's power. And you're like, what do you mean rivals? And what do you mean your power? And he's like, yeah, you have infinite power. And he was like, I didn't know that. And she knows that. He's just playing around with him. And he's like, I didn't know that. And then he's like, Midoriya, if you clean this, I will teach you how to control the power. He knows how to control half of it. He mastered half of it, but not all that. He mastered half of the rival one too, but yeah. And he's like, okay. And he's still a huge fanboy, okay? So he's still shooken up. But in this, he picks up the trash faster in the regular show. And then he screams out like in the regular show, and he screams, and All Might just in shock of how much potential this kid has. Like his potential goes on and on and on and on and on. And and then he says, "Young Midoriya, I'm gonna need to teach you all the strings." And All Might first teaches him Black Whip. He doesn't have Black Whip, but he knows about it. He teaches him that. And then he teaches him how to control most of it. Not most of it, but some of it. And now he can control 66% of all, One for All, and 55% All for One. And he can control 100% all of his other powers. Blah blah blah. And then he time skips to when he wakes up to the mail, and he says, Mom, let's see if I got in or not. And it shows he doesn't. He goes in his room to check, and in the hologram of All Might, he says, Young Midoriya, you are in. I can't believe your potential. It goes on, but you're in. And this is not a recommendation. This is actually the principal of the school said you might be a good hero one day. You might be the number platinum hero. All Might just made that up to just play with his head. And then he's happy, and then he goes along with his day, and then he makes friends with Todoroki, and then he goes in class and takes a deep breath, and that's why I'm leaving off for part 2. Okay, guys, if you like this, like and subscribe, please. So yeah. Hey, I'm Jack Wes, and I make what ifs, and you are the audience. Bye.